Okay.
Okay, I would like to welcome everyone today for the 144th Interfaith meeting. And, when you sit and think it's 150, there's not that long to go, isn't it? It's been a long time. Thank you, Siva, for running it through this time after 150th meeting nearly. And we normally do it in Sydney. I mean, that's where because Siva and myself and a few of us stay. So we do the welcome from this area. And today we have got a special speaker who is living in Sydney, but is originally from India, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And it's a really interesting topic, it looks like. I looked on your website, and it's about coaching, especially success, life success, and how to coach. And I think I have seen quite a lot of people in this. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. But I would like to welcome you, Indu, and then we don't have any newcomers. Yep. And Barbara also, who is sort of have attended with us once before, and we would like to welcome you as well, Barbara. Thank you for joining us. And so basically what happens after this, we'll have Colin doing the acknowledging and the country, which is Australia, and I can see most of us are from Australia currently. And then we'll have a music, one song, which Siva will play on. Then we will have the readings, and you can normally have the, you can be muted, and then when you're reading, you can put the speaker on. And then we'll have another song at the end, and then I will welcome Indu to start the meeting and give us our talk. Thank you. And Colin?
I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands wherever we live, especially the Indigenous Australians, including the Gadigal and Bidjigal people of the eastern suburbs of Sydney, where Yong and I live. And it is important to realise that the Aboriginal Australian culture is one which listens carefully to the land and to other people. The Senior Australian of the Year in 2021, Dr. Miriam Rose Unganmere Bauman, described it as Dadiri, which means deep listening. Sometimes Western cultures do not have much time to listen to quiet voices. It is something we should learn, and we can, from spending time with our fellow Australians whose culture includes careful listening. Thank you.
Because it not leave you orphans, I will come to you. If you love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and He will give you another helper, that He may abide with you forever. The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees Him nor knows Him. But you know Him, for He dwells with you and will be in you, that He may abide with you forever. The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees Him nor knows Him. But you know Him, for He dwells with you and will be in you. I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you, that He may abide with you forever. The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees Him nor knows Him. But you know Him, for He dwells with you and will be in you. I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you. I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you.
Glorify thou you, O Lord my God, every man of insight confesseth thy sovereignty and thy dominion, and everything discerning I perceiveth the greatness of thy majesty, and the compelling power of thy mind. The winds of taste are powerless to hold back them that enjoy near access to thee from setting their faces towards the horizon of thy glory. And the tempests or trials must fail to throw away and hinder such as are wholly devoted to thy will of approaching thy court. Meetings, the lamp of thy love is burning in their hearts, and the light of thy tenderness is lit with their breasts. Adversities are incapable of estranging them from thy cause, and the vicissitude of fortune can never cause them to stray from thy pleasure. I beseech thee, O my God, by them and by the sign which their hearts utter in their separation from thee, to keep them safe from the mischief of thy adversaries, and to nourish their souls with what you have ordained for thy loved ones, on whom shall come no fear, and who shall not be put to grief. Baha'i Scriptures.
This that irks, thy sense life, thrilling to the elements, bringing thee heat and cold, sorrows and joys. 'Tis brief and mutable, bear with it. The soul which is not moved, the soul that with a strong and constant calm takes sorrow and takes joy indifferently, lives in the life undying. Hinduism. Birth is suffering. Decay is suffering. Death is suffering. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are suffering. Not to get what one desires is suffering. In short, the 5 groups of existence are suffering. And what, in brief, are the 5 groups of existence? They are corporeality, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Buddhism.
O Son of Man, for everything there is a sign. The sign of love is fortitude under my decree and patience under my trials. O Son of Man, if adversity befall thee, not in my path, how can thou walk in the ways of them that are content with my pleasure? If trials afflict thee not in thy longing to meet me, how wilt thou attain the light in thy love for my beauty? O Son of Man, sorrow not save that thou art far from us. Rejoice not save that thou art drawing near and turning unto us. Baha'i Scriptures, Hidden Words.
The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise man maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he thrusteth away the desire of the wicked. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. A wise son gathereth in summer, but a son that doth shamefully sleepeth in harvest. Blessings are upon the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked concealeth violence. The memory of the righteous shall be for a blessing, but the name of the wicked shall rot. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but a prating fool shall fall. Judaism.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it if, when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if, when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Though our outward man perish, Yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Christianity.
We will surely prove you by afflicting you in some measure with fear and hunger and decrease of wealth and loss of lives and scarcity of fruits. Those who patiently persevere will truly receive a reward without measure. On no soul do we place a burden greater than it can bear. Islamic scriptures. Driven by fear, men take to many a refuge in mountains, forests, parks, scared roofs, and shrine. But these are not a secure kind of refuge. By taking to this sort of refuge, one is not released from suffering. He who has gone to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha for refuge, though this is a secure refuge, this is the ultimate refuge. By taking to this refuge, one is indeed released from all suffering. Buddhism.
Ye a refuge the fearful, bring ye rest and peace to the disturbed. Make ye a provision for the destitute, be a treasury of riches for the poor. Be a healing medicine for those who suffer pain. Be ye doctor and nurse to the ailing. Promote ye friendship and honor and conciliation and devotion to God in this world of non-existence. Our call concerneth not this youth and the loved ones of God, for they are already so tried and imprisoned and expect nothing from men such as thee. Our purpose is that thou mayest lift up thy head from the couch of heedlessness, shake off the slumber of negligence, and cease to oppose unjustly the servants of God. So long as the power of ascendancy endure, strive to alleviate the suffering of the oppressed. Should thou judge with fairness and observe what the eye of discernment, the conflicts and pursuits of this transient world, thou wouldst readily acknowledge that they are even as the play which we have described. Baha'i scripture.
In this present age, the world of humanity is afflicted with severe sicknesses and grave disorders which threaten death. Therefore, Baha'u'llah has appeared. He is the real physician, bringing divine remedy and healing to the world of man. He has broad teachings for all ailments. The hidden words, Ishragat, Tarazat, Tajalliyat, words of paradise, glad tidings, etc. These holy words and teachings are the remedy for the body politic, the divine prescription and real cure for the disorders which afflict the world. Therefore, we must accept and partake of this healing remedy in order that complete recovery may be assured. Every soul who lives according to the teachings of Baha'u'llah is free from the ailments and indispositions which prevail throughout the world of humanity. Otherwise, selfish disorders, intellectual maladies, spiritual sicknesses, imperfections, and vices will surround him, and he will not receive the life-giving bounties of God. Baha'i scriptures.
If in these days, and on this earthly plane, things contrary to your wishes have been ordained and manifested by God for days of blissful joy, of heavenly delight, are assuredly in store for you. Worlds holy and spiritually glorious will be unveiled to your eyes. You are destined by Him in this world and hereafter to partake of the benefits, to share in their joys, and to obtain a portion of their sustaining grace. To each and every one of them you will no doubt attain. To each and every one of them you will no doubt attain. To each and every one of them you will no doubt attain. To each and every one of them you will no doubt attain.
Hello, everyone. I would like to also welcome those who were not at the beginning of the interfaith meeting today. This is our 144th meeting, and we have got a special speaker, Indu Kanyan, who is going to give us a talk. And I would like to just give a small introduction about Indu Kanyan to all of you. Indu Kanyan has served as a life coach and communication coach for professionals for over 3 years. Indu is a thought leader and expert in effective communications. She is the CEO and founder of I and You Success Coaching and has been featured in 3Z, which is a radio thing in Melbourne. Indu is the area director of Toastmaster International. She has won the Toastmaster of the Year 2020 award of her club. She's a Justice of Peace in NSW, serving the local community. In 2019, Indu's life changed forever. And it is this challenging journey of discovery that enabled her to develop a high level of mental resilience. This gave her the ability to miraculously rediscover herself and help others. Indu shares her knowledge and wisdom gained through life challenges with her clients who are immersed by her empowering message. Indu has the unique ability to get to the root of the problem and can solve it for her clients through different coaching methods that produce lasting results. With a diverse background in human resources, Indu is a customer care specialist, also is a consultant of behavioral self-assessment person, and Indu also has a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. master practitioner, and communication coach for professionals. She has the unique ability to transform others from fear to faith and empower them. Indu is a mother to one son, and she lives in Sydney. We are very happy to have you today, Indu, and I would like to welcome you to give us a talk about connect within to have a fulfilled life. Thank you.
Thanks, Marina, for the wonderful welcome. And I could already feel that I'm connected part of this group because of what we had in the previous sessions before my talk. And the reason I have chosen Connect Within is, let's be interactive before I start with this. So if I ask you any questions, feel free to put your reply on the chat if you feel like, but it's going to be a general talk. So the reason for Connect Within, and when I say Connect Within, what does it resonate for you all? If you may type in the chat, what does it mean Connect Within for you all? For me, Connect Within is attention inwards, gathering my thoughts, knowing yourself. Yes, that's right, Shiva. One with divine unity. Yes, Barbara. And so it is mostly for us to express ourselves as and when we want to express ourselves. That is the main purpose of us connecting within ourselves. And that's what I think. The more we are self-expressing ourselves in various challenging situations or in every other moments where the emotions are there, we are able to express ourselves. That's where I feel Connect Within. And for many reasons, for many years, I didn't realize I have been dissociating myself from within myself. And there was a point at where I realized, like, I don't feel like anything, doing anything, having that spirit in me. I felt that there is some lack, but I didn't realize that is the cause of it. And it happened so when during the events of life where I realized, I even thought, would I be ever smiling? I lost the sense of smiling at anyone. I lost a sense of appetite. And I didn't realize these are the signals that I need to be mindful of, thinking that, am I really connected within myself? And connecting within ourselves is not just self-expressing. It's about, I believe, whether we are more inclined to our own beliefs and values. Are we more self-aware of what's happening in and around us? And are we continuously growing in our life, whether that's professional, spiritual, or even a professional way? And so Connect Within was a major task for me to regain myself back at some stage. And that stage, when Marina read about it, it was in 2018 and 19, a major shift happened. And that was because I lost my dad and my 20 years of marriage life was kind of crumbling down. And in COVID, I lost my job. And I was at a point where, what do I do? Like, how do I cope up with this changes that is inevitable, and it happens so? And I realized I need to connect and gather my thoughts to have the clarity to move forwards in our life. And I'm sure we all would have been in that stage where the life throws challenges at us. If it is so, then please type yes. If it is no, then it's fine. But then, so how do we then manage ourselves and move forward is a big question at that point of time. And as I was looking through it, I'm not very spiritually, yes, thanks, Marina. As I was not very spiritually inclined at that point of time, I didn't know how to go ask or seek help. And that's when I saw one of the clips of Michael Beckwith. He said, there are 4 stages of a person can go, there are 4 stages of spiritual awakening that can happen. And the first stage is, why is it happening to me? We all ask, when there is some sort of adversity happens in our life, we ask, why is this happening to me? Why me? And so that he calls as a victim mode. When we think that is happening for us, then we feel victimized. And so how we can navigate from that victim mode to the others is when you think it's happening by me. So where you manifest what you want to happen in your life, that's when you move or elevate your thinking, gather your clarity. And then there is another level of spiritual awakening, which is a third level, which he says, things are happening through me. And that's when you are finding yourself as a channel where you're more into the healing meditative mode, where you think, okay, this is all happening through me. And the fourth level of spiritual awakening, he says as me, where he says that there is no demarcation between the inner and the outer world, and you become one of it. And it is I am it. So you become the whole person. And so when he said all these stages, I could so resonate. And then that's where I shifted my thinking from why is it happening to me to the place by me. And somewhere I think I'm in between through me. I'm not more intuitive and more spiritual or healing, but I do certainly practice certain things where I can keep myself connected whenever there is challenges throws at me. And that is, a few of us would have practiced about journaling. Journaling is a very good way of connecting within yourself. It is not about writing the daily tasks or aspects, but how you felt about yourself during the day. What are the good things that you have done, or what are the good things that's happened to us? And those are the things that we can write in journaling, and also practicing gratitude. Gratitude will help us connect within ourselves and also connect with others. So gratitude is the best way to feel more connected within ourselves. And of course, the very traditional way of connecting is meditation. And meditation may not be the suitable step for everyone because we feel we are distracted. And that's why I say, start sitting in silence with the nature, where you are again able to connect with the nature and connect within yourself. And these are the things that I feel we can do to connect within ourselves. And I talk to this about when I do coaching for the professionals, especially, they find it hard to understand where they want to go ahead in their life. Then I tell them, what is that you truly want? Understand who you are as a person completely. So then you are able to navigate from that space to the space where you want to go to. And so has any of these stuff has happened to you? I would like to understand about where we are at. Is there, so if you can type in the chat, then I would understand, are we all resonating in one simple phase, or am I deviating from the topic itself? Okay, since I didn't hear any chat, I think we are good going.
Yes.
Cool. So connect within is for everyone. It is one way of connecting from within themselves. So I believe first, if we see into what are the values and beliefs, more on that is, are we really pleasing others and destroying our inner sanctuary? Because some of the times we tend to please others and lose ourselves. And some of the times we are doing the most egoistic thing that again disrupts the inner sanctuary. And so we need to understand whether are we doing it for the purpose that makes us feel connected. And so this is going to help us to move forward in our life rather than feeling ourselves stagnated. And so over the years of me understanding the practices and learning many things, I have understood gratitude is something where we have missed to practice in a daily life. And so if I may ask you to everyone to put your hands on heart and close your eyes and feel your heartbeat. Breathe, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and feel your heartbeat. And feel how blessed we are that for no reason this heart beats for us continuously. And nature has already gifted us with this heart, where it allows us to think, feel, grow, and nourish not just us, but everyone around us. Take a deep breath and think of an incident that you really feel gratitude about. Go to that incident and think about how blessed that incident has happened to you. And so you have got some learning or experience through that. Think of another moment where you want to thank someone and you feel good about or feeling great about being with them, or you had met them and you feel blessed that they are in your life. And think of a moment where you are feeling gratitude about yourself for being, staying connected for yourself, and you stood for yourself. And so today we all know that we have got all the potential in us to stay connected within ourselves, no matter what happens. We are still able to gather ourselves and take the decisions that is right for us and move forward in our life. So I welcome you all to ask questions if you have got any. Or you can comment on how the talk went as well.
Thank you, Indu. One of the things I always give in the morning when I wake up, my thanks is saying, thank you for waking me up from bed today. That's a small gratitude, because when we get up from bed, we don't realize so many things happen, but it is a daily first more thing for the morning. I thank God. It doesn't matter what religion you are, but thank God that, you know, I woke up from bed. And that's a small gratitude. And that's the way I start my day, you know, saying for giving me the able to breathe today.
Yeah.
And yes. And I just want to ask you, you said that when your dad passed away, that's when you sort of felt that you need a change. How long did it take you to come to that motto?
That was very immediate, because when my dad was in his deathbed, he, although he knew this is what is going to happen to him, but he felt more contented, like in the sense he was more happy that he felt like he lived his life. And I thought for myself, can I say that when I would be on my deathbed? That was the question, it came to me. And the answer was, maybe I wouldn't have any memories when I'm in my deathbed. That's when I thought there is a need for me to change. I have to do something for myself.
Thank you.
The grieving was there for more than, yeah. Yeah, but I felt it very immediately.
So does it take long for immediate families grieving, longer than extended, like immediate family, like when I say immediate family, children or their parents, is longer than like an aunt or an uncle or a niece or someone or a neighbor?
I believe so, because I have not felt so much of grieving when I have lost my granddad or my grandmom. This was my first ever personal loss my dad. So yeah, it was very intense, and it took a real long time, and there was a mixed emotions for me to come out of it, and I had to do a timeline therapy for myself to come out of that pain, whatever the emotions I had gone through. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I'm not quite sure whether it's Ahmed next or Zore.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you for your talk. It was beautiful, but to me it was very short because I wanted to listen and learn more. That's why I'm asking, how do you connect within? How do you know that you are connected with yourself? And what are the ways to realize? I like the gratitude and I do the gratitude, but for writing journals, I think I just write this happened, that happened, and then you said you write your feeling, things that happened. That's what I learned tonight, which is good, but I like to know whether I'm connected with myself or no, or within. Thank you.
Okay. That's a very good question, Zara, and I'll take that feedback. Next time, I'll probably extend a bit on this topic to really explain it thoroughly. So for me, I can say from my perspective, probably that would resonate with you. And so as I said, like, when I lost the sense of, there would be a space, like in my personal experience, I was feeling numb with many incidents that was happening. And so I couldn't feel that, am I really enjoying this? What is that I actually want to do? What is that I'm looking forward in my life? Those questions, although if someone asked me, I didn't have an answer with me. And that's when I really understood that I'm disconnected or dissociated with myself. And so then for me, the point of where the starting was, I started doing all the small things which I enjoyed during my childhood. And that got me closer to where I was. So I felt I regained then the sense of me being me. And then I started looking about the future as in the personal goals or professional goals, things like that. So I started drawing. I enjoyed drawing things. So I started drawing in my book, and then, the colors I liked. So I started doing some colorings. Bright things I like. So I started doing things that I enjoy doing it. And slowly I regained the sense of, yes, now I have got myself back, because now I know then the questions that I couldn't answer for myself, I started having the clarity on what I should be doing going forward. And that's when I got the sense, yeah, now I'm connected within myself, so I can focus on my future now. Yeah, so we can only start from where we are, not from the place where we are lost. Like, we need to know where we are at in our map, like just like where we are going for any places. And if you've lost, you need to tell others, like, this is the location I'm lost, so I need to find the place to this destination. How do I find the path? So to understand where we are lost, I think we need to understand the sense of where we are and start connecting from there to see the future of us. Does it answer your question, Sarah?
But you said you have to talk to others, or what did you say to know whether you're there or you're not there? Where do you start?
You get the realization that, yes, I have now, because people can see the change, and you can feel the change as well. More than others can see the change, you can realize that, there is some goodness is happening in me. Like, I'm not the same old person as I was a month before. And when the changes are happening, to me, I felt like I'm evolving every day, because I wouldn't be the same person as what I would have thought about myself as I was yesterday. And so I could feel that there would be a change, and I think you will sense it. You will definitely sense it. Okay, there is a change happening in me in a positive side, and thereby you will feel more connected. When I say connected, you will do things what you have not been doing because others have said this is not the right choice for you, or please do not do that. You would be then feeling, no, I'm going to do because I like it. You will start validating your thoughts more than what others have to say about whether can we do or can we not do. That's where when you connect within ourselves, there is a sense of confidence that builds up as well. So, and you will definitely sense it. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks, Vera.
Thank you.
Yes, Ahmed.
Thank you, Indu, for your talk. You kind of answered my question that I was going to put with what you said to Zore, but maybe you can elaborate more.
Sure.
My question is, how can you daily keep yourself conscious of what are your goals and how you can achieve it?
Right. Okay. It's a very good question, and I think we have to deep dive in this goal aspect. People write goals for the sake of writing the goals. What is that exactly we want to achieve in our life? Like, we can't have financial goals and we can't have a goal that I'm going to stay calm. Like, the goals cannot be contradictory. You know what I'm saying? When you want to have a wealthy life, and then the other side, we say, I want to, I'm not really looking for any wealth. I want to just only give people. It doesn't work. So what exactly is our goal? There could be one purpose. Like, so the sole purpose for me is to, when someone asks you, what is your goal? My goal is to live happily, freely in my thoughts. Like, I don't want someone to come and instruct me and do things. So my goal is to have the freedom of thoughts and freedom of expression. And while I do anything in the job that I do, or while I talk to people, that needs to resonate. So our goals has to be really close to our values and beliefs. And then it is not a compulsory that we need to remind ourselves, because that is part of us. Like, nobody will come and let us know what, like, say, for instance, your value is to value people for who they are. Maybe your value is, family comes first. It could be anything, the values. And if your goal is associated with that value, then we will definitely make it work every single day. But if it is something we are inspired, someone is doing, and we are taking that, then that's where we are getting lost. So we need to be clear about what the goals are, whether is it actually resonating to our values and beliefs. Then yes, we can do the whole of strategies. Strategies will come, but the goals has to be clear. It can't be someone's goal, cannot be our goal. And so if it is our goal, that should be very much aligned to our values and beliefs, then it is possible to achieve. So many of, especially the goals people talk about, which I have been dwelling for some time, is the health goal. Like, I want to be slim, but that is not my goal. To be honest, that is not my goal. My goal is to be flexible. But all these while I was thinking this is the way to think about health. But no, I don't want to think about my goal setting of my health like that. I want to be more flexible and agile. So I go to gym not to lose weight, but I go to gym to be more flexible. So my goals is not compulsion for me. I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm doing it because I want to do it. If that makes sense, Ahmed. That's what I can.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just was thinking whether you could tell me about the DIS, behavioral self-assessment tool. What are the one at least one of them? Is it only for businesses? Do people do it, or individuals can?
It's for everyone. It is for business purpose in the work related thing. But again, we as humans, where we work, right? So it is nothing to say personally, it just doesn't work. Disc profiling, it is basically 4 quadrants. The major quadrants are, some are task oriented, some are people oriented. So when they are people-oriented and task-oriented, how they behave in a work environment. So D is for dominant, and I is for influential people. Dominant people are very task-oriented, and they are very, they are particular with the task, and they are, it's not that they don't talk to people, but they don't entertain people. Let me put it that way. With the influencer, they entertain people, but they are not task-oriented. Whereas with the S is the steadiness, where they are more people-oriented. At the same time, they are not very dogmatic. So they have this warmthness. You can see people in our neighborhood or in workplace where they care for us. They ask, are you doing well? If you're not turned up for the work and they see you next day, they ask us, are you all right? Everything is fine? So they are more of caring and healing element into them. And with the C, they are particular with the numbers. For examples, we call them all these accounts people, the financial people. They are more about the C sector. So from time to time, while we evaluate on an individual assessment, we can find, okay, this is how I behave. But once we know how we can switch on from one cadre to the other thing, then we can make it happen. So for instance, if we are given a leadership role and we haven't been in that leadership role, and you need to have this dominant character where you want to get the task done. Once you adapt certain behavior point for that particular moment, we will be able to achieve the task. So we are able to play the leadership role in an effective way. But whereas if we are in our steady or influence aspect where we may not be able to get that job done, so that's where we can see how far we can adapt ourselves and what is our true behavioral sense. That is where in short, that's where this profiling comes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Colin.
Thank you, Indu. I enjoyed the talk, and and I agree. I've always thought that there is an inner self. We're not just our body or our exterior. There's something inside, and I find it helpful. I find religion helpful because the spiritual teachings of different religions give us this concept of an inner self, and sometimes I think of it as a candle which needs to be, a flame which needs to be fed but also protected. It can go out if you don't look after it, or you might think of it as a mirror which reflects the divine light, but you have to polish it, otherwise it doesn't, or as a fountain, like being refilled from an invisible source. If you're always giving but not being refilled by an invisible source, then you'll run out. Yeah. So all of these concepts, which are very helpful, and if we don't look after whatever this inner self is every day, then our outer self is just going to take over. So my question was, do you find that there could be value in spiritual sources and religion and so forth with your clients, for example? Is that a helpful resource for looking after the inner self? Spiritual teachings. Yeah, what do you think about the spiritual teachings of the different religions? Are they helpful in looking after the inner self?
Yes, only if they have the values towards that particular aspect. See, now when I said about gratitude or journaling, practice gratitude or journaling or meditation or have a nature walk and do that, not everybody does everything. They resonate only with certain things. So for me, it is I sit in silence and sometimes I watch nature. That is where I can connect within myself. And I feel that is the way I can connect to the spirituality as well of me. That is my mode. So if these preachings from the various religions, if someone could actually feel that, then that would be the best path for them to connect within. So it would depend on the individual. There is never such thing called one size fits everyone. So it depends on what they are looking for, and if it resonates well with them. If it doesn't, then they have to find what would resonate for them to connect within themselves. And definitely this is one of, answering to your question, Colin, yeah, this could be one of that for people who would resonate with this sort of preaching, where they can connect within themselves. Because and to be honest, when the music was happening and I started enjoying it, when the song was happening, I was like, this is very nice, very calm and composed. For me, it is momentary, but for others, it could be like, that would be the space where they can help themselves. If that makes sense to you, Colin. Yeah, so it would depend on the individual whether they want to choose that path, or is that the path for them. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Young.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your talk. Your talk reminded me so much of the American doctrine that's come into recently into, dominate the social media. That's the doctrine of me, me, me. Everything is me. So what you say, to have a fulfilled life, you need to have connect within. But I think by that way, me, mean we narrow ourselves too much. Because communication, as you say, you teaching and coaching, communication means communication with somebody, not only within yourself, but with a large group. Sydney University, they run a course called Assertive Communication Skills, when they get all the things like communicate with difficult people. So that's very important. Behavioral survey, how to get the message across yourself and somebody else or the group successfully. Provide clear and direct and honest assertive communication. The laws of persuasion we have to follow. Ask for a pay rise. And therefore we need to gain cooperation. But what I'm saying is, with the direct and honest assertive communication, very difficult to obtain, because a lot of communication is dealing with implied message. We just say, talk about referendum. Implied message mean, according to social media that I observe, referendum also imply compensation. Okay, so if you say referendum, a lot of people don't understand what is that. But if you say referendum compensation, then you clarify a little bit more. So normal people, they could understand them. So with implication, if you go to the boardroom, you sit down in the boardroom, how are you gonna do that implication? Like imply something, imply message. So that's how I have learned all these steps. But what I'm saying, it's good to learn more. But what you're saying, talk about me. We narrow ourselves too much. We just only connect within, but not connect externally. And especially in the message that I got, we haven't mentioned about God. God communicate, angels communicate, the dreams communicate, a lot of things communicate. Therefore, just like dealing with difficult people. Female get married to a man. The man is too difficult to talk to. So what are we gonna do? And if you say, if I have to select the training CEO to work in my place, I gotta put a tender out and then interview them. So you're dealing with some difficult people, so how you handle them. So get a message across successfully. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that with all of us, Young. Just as a one-liner for what you've shared, me, yes, when we concentrate too much about ourselves, then we go narrowing ourselves. But in communication itself, we say intrapersonal, interpersonal. So there is two things. If we are not clear with who we are and what we have to say, the message that we are going to communicate with others is not going to be clear. So connect within is not just about soul searching. Is it about the clarity of thoughts and what is that we want to convey to the others in such a way that the other person is not, even if it is a difficult conversation, as you mentioned, how are we going to put our communication, our message forward so the other person is able to understand without feeling offended? It's only when we have the clarity about who we are and what the message we are going to convey, it is going to be effective. And so on that perspective, it is two things. Self-centered is different from being self-aware. So we are talking about self-aware, be more self-aware and self-connected, and not just only think about ourselves. So that's not the message here. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. Yes, Siva. Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's a wonderful forum here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Indu, for the presentation. And hi, Margaret. Margaret from, I think, Switzerland has joined. She doesn't speak much English, but anyway, you were mentioning about journaling, and you said that is not just saying what happened, but the emotions, what good things that you have done, or what. I think it is something similar to that Baha'u'llah has asked us to do daily. And he said that bring thyself to account each day, ere thou art summoned to a reckoning. In other words, what it implies is that every day we have to, at the end of the day, we have to reflect what are the things that we did, whether it is good or bad. And if we have done something wrong, to ask some sort of forgiveness from God, and to seek help from Him so that we can improve ourselves. One of the speakers before we had, Sunanda, she's from India. She gave a similar talk, and she mentioned about what you call the gratitude, a journal of gratitude. Every day, she said that start writing 3 things, good thing that happened to you in that day for you. So she said that if you continue to write continuously for 21 days, then you will bring it as a practice. So I'm trying to do that as well. So that was one comment. And the other thing that you mentioned, meditation may not be for everyone. And you said that you sit in silence in the nature. I think it is a very a good thing to do, because the nature, I wanted to share a quotation from Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith. He said that, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, he said that every created thing in the whole universe is but a door leading into his knowledge, a sign of his sovereignty, a revelation of his names, a symbol of his majesty, a token of his power, a means of admittance into his straight path. So I think when we are with the nature, when we look into this creation in a mindfulness, in attentiveness, they are going to, the one that you were trying to say, that to be connected with ourselves, because the whole universe is connected, just like different parts of our body are working together to function. The whole universe is also like a human body. Different parts are working together. So we can gather knowledge from this nature, and maybe that will help us to calm us down. You mentioned that 4 stages. Can you please say that again? One was why me?
Yeah, one is the first one is, why is it happening to me? So that is where we are in the victim mode. And the second spiritual awakening stage is by me. So we are in the manifestation mode. And then the third is the through me, where is we become the medium or a channel for things to happen. So that's where we talk about healing, intuitiveness and all that. And as me is the last one, where we feel that it's everything is one. Like we don't differentiate between material world and a non-physical world. It is everything is the same. So I am it, like everything is me. To make it, I understood in this perspective before when I had puppy at home, I never thought about animal pets or anything like that. But when I had puppy at home, I started seeing my puppy in every animal, whether that's wild or domestic or whatever. I could see the kindness through their eyes. And so I realized, okay, this is what Michael Beckwith is saying. Like once you are able to elevate your spiritualism, you feel everything is one, immaterial of whether that's whether that's a material or a human or whatever, the oneness feeling. I think that's when we can experience that. That's how I perceived that part of it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Vasanta.
One thing you talked about looking within. So what do you mean by looking within? And also when we say prayers and sit in silence, what is the difference between that and meditation?
Very good question. Looking within, the reason I said is when I do this not every day, but time to time I do it. This is we call as mirror exercise. A mirror exercise, you stand in front of your mirror and you see yourself in the mirror through your own eyes, and you can see you. It wouldn't happen immediately, but as you do it, we can see that we ask ourselves, we say ourselves, I forgive you, because most of the times we don't forgive ourselves for many of the mistakes that we do knowingly or unknowingly. And so this is one of the practice that I have picked up from a lady who teaches communication, and her name is Lisa Nichols. She's from US, and she taught this mirror exercise where you see yourself in the mirror and say, I forgive you for doing so and so. And so we are able to move away from the feeling of guilt or sadness or hurt, whatever that experience could have caused us. And then she asked us to say, I feel proud about you. And so you say any 3 or 1 thing that makes us feel proud about ourselves. Why is this things would help us is because constantly, or at least I, or most of the humans, we constantly thrive for others to validate us, others to appreciate us, others to say, yes, you're doing this well, others to say, yes, this is for you or this is not for you. And so that external validation, that is what it is not essential, because if you know your true self, you can then give yourself the permission to move forward in life. And so looking within is that on that perspective is what I used it. So that's answering to your first question. And your second question is, what is the difference between meditation and sitting in silence? It is meditation and praying to God. It's all the same. The methodology is the same, but where we are going to where we are trying to reach. So is it the God we are trying to reach as the, see, to me, I feel God, most of the time we are separating from ourselves. If I may remember what I've been taught, the consciousness is the God. So they say, you be true to yourself, do the good things to yourself. And if I see God within me, I want to connect within me more than I see God elsewhere. So in that perspective, if we are able to connect through prayers through God, and which means I would say you're connecting within yourself. That is my way, my take of connecting with God. So if that is happening, well and good. There is, the methodology is the same, but where you want to connect yourself is the question that we need to ask. Is it like an external God you're talking about, or you're connecting within yourself? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
When when you were saying about this, look within, and it reminded me of this hidden words by Baha'u'llah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Son of Spirit, yeah.
So
Yes.
this is the hidden words revealed by Baha'u'llah. This particular book written as if God is talking to us directly. So when we read this, we assume that God is telling this to us. He says, "O Son of Spirit, I created thee rich. Why dost thou bring thyself down to poverty? Noble I made thee. Wherewith dost thou abase thyself? Out of the essence of knowledge I gave thee being. Why seekest thou enlightenment from anyone beside me? Out of the clay of love I molded thee. How dost thou busy thyself with another? Turn thy sight unto thyself, that thou mayest find me standing within thee, mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting." I think this last sentence, turn thy sight unto thyself. When you look within in yourself, you will see that God is actually standing within ourselves, mighty and powerful and self-subsisting.
Yeah.
So in a way, I mean, whatever you were saying is resonates with Baha'u'llah's teachings. Thank you.
I'm glad the talk was more apt for this forum. So yeah.
Yes, anything that helps people to bring people together. I mean, when we invite speakers, what we say is that any topic that you are passionate about that is conducive for unity, you present. So bringing people closer, bringing people out of their misery or sadness or whatever it is, it will help. So thank you for that. And I think Jung has.
Yes.
I just want to let you know that in the Catholic Church, I'm a Catholic, so I just want to let you know about the Catholic Church. When you say, if I understood the meaning or implication of what you said, that people can look into the mirror and look into themselves and everything, and forgive themselves and everything of what they've done. But actually, in the Catholic Church, we have confession. It means that we will have to go to see your father and talk to the father about whatever that in the 10 Commandments that God doesn't want people to do, and ask for forgiveness. And we had to have penance. I mean, we had to pray and just like pray the rosary, 100 rosaries, for example, for 3 days, and everything, purify ourselves, have sacred bread, Holy Communion, and wine, and sacred Holy Communion, Eucharist, before you can see yourself in the mirror and say that you can see God in yourself. I mean, in ourselves. Until people do all these things, and pay charity too, until people do all these things, then I can say, I can see God in myself. Because if we haven't done all these basic things, then we can't see anything in front of the mirror. We will see not a very helpful person. I mean, and the other one, I heard that the question say, when we meet challenge, we say, why me? And the other one is something happened like through me. So the why me is the one that we should never ask about that. Why me? Why me? No. Don't talk about that, because God sent challenge. He does. Just like gold, you have silver or gold, you got to test it to see if they're real. So I can't let anybody go through the step without, challenge and testing. So the other one is instrument. It's like things go through you. Like you become an instrument that God used to help others. And like I was using an instrument to do something that God wants people to do. Just say, for example, something like that. So just need to be clarified. But I don't know, it's up to people belief and value, like you said, and how they were brought up. And how the Father, if we go to the church every Sunday to hear what the Father can tell us what to do, to guide us. So we hopefully we won't get lost. If we get lost, then we say we have spiritual father there, And the other thing, I just say, I feel so sorry for you when you lost your father and you feel sad. I feel very sorry for you. But if you think that your father was in heaven and he come back to you in a dream, and you know that he was happy and he was in heaven, he was in a crystal area that really, and his face is pink and he's smiling all the time, would you be sad? Because you know he's in paradise. So why are you sad?
Yes, it's a good way of looking at the death. Yes, wonderful.
Thanks, thank you.
And I always say, if somebody actually come to an age and if they have died, I just say it's time God decided that the pain and suffering in this world is taken away from them and they are in a better place, isn't it? And it's not, people do keep asking, why did this happen to my family or my father or mother or whatever it is? But it's, in a way, we have to say, well, God didn't want him or her to suffer anymore in this world. His suffering was finished, and that's why he was taken away from this world. That's what I said. But it is hard when it happens to you personally. I can feel that too. But it's it takes a long time to accept and say, well, at least his pain in this world is finished.
Yes, Marina.
I think Miriam may have to leave early. If there are anyone who has not...
Pina? Anyone who wants to talk, Pina or Jiva?
Thank you. I've been listening. I need to know myself.
Sandy, you have any comments or question, please?
Yes, sorry. This is a topic which is very dear to me, but because I was late, I missed the talk. When I came here, the question and answer session was on, and I was very impressed with the answers given. Because she was basing it on anchoring on values and oneness, consciousness, owns the one person's own inner consciousness. So those are the things that speak true of yourself. So I was very happy to listen to those answers. But I have two comments, if I may say. about the two questions rather. One is on meditation. I think Vasanta asked that question, I suppose. The meditation process, it involves three things. It's concentration, contemplation, and meditation. So it depends on at what stage you do the silent sitting. That is what I think. So you can do it silent sitting in a meditative mode, or contemplative mode, or concentration mode. Concentration means you are concentrating on a particular topic. And then the second thing is about Hindu's answer to one particular question. She said that rather than looking for others to evaluate whether you are correct or not, it is better for you to evaluate by connecting yourself to your inner self. That is the best way to evaluate one. But many people can't do that. So maybe not many, maybe a number of people, I would say. So, but according to this, the window of Joe Harry, probably most of you have heard of Joe Harry's window.
Yeah, yes, Joe
Yes.
Harry.
So there are 4 compartments to one person,
Yes.
according to him. One is the person I know, that who I am, that is maybe a part of that. That is one component. Then what is not what you think you are, what others think you are. And the third thing is, I think I forgot, I studied it long ago. Third compartment, maybe Indu can correct me, what others and you think or something like that. But there is 4th compartment in everybody, that is the iceberg-like thing, which others don't know, you don't know. So because of that, but when you connect your inner self, you can track all the 4 compartments. But otherwise, you can only do the 2 compartments. That is, others' opinion is value.
Yes.
That is what I think.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Akshaya, do you have anything to comment? Margaret? If not,
Is Tracy still around?
Tracy has left. And
Okay.
Barbara also had to leave, so she has left.
Oh, yeah.
Margaret, do you
I
want
wanted to ask a question before we close. Or Margaret maybe wants to say it first.
do you want to say anything, Margaret? Maybe, I don't know, she can speak English. We can't hear you.
Margaret, you're muted. You have to switch on your microphone.
Indu, there was a chat asking.
Bern, Switzerland.
Oh, from Switzerland. Do you want to say anything, Margaret?
I can you understand very good. Man now speak English. Speak Französisch, Italienisch, Lateinisch.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. Okay.
I can you very good understand.
Okay. And Zore, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted, because we still have time. I mean, if you have time, thank you very much. Everything was beautiful. But I wanted still to know if you could do the mirror exercise again. You say you stand in front of mirror and you say, I'm proud of myself. Is that the exercise, or is it more to that?
No, that's all about it. There is nothing much, but you have to look through in your mirror. You look through your own eyes and then say these things. So I forgive myself. I'm proud of myself, and if you have got to forgive someone, then you say that. So it is basically for you to remove all those negative emotions from your mind. So then you become clear and you feel fulfilled about yourself. Yeah.
And also at the beginning, you talk about 4 stages. I couldn't write all the 4 of them. I mean, not in just a brief.
That's what I asked. He said, why me? That's the first one.
Yeah, the why me.
Why
Yeah.
to me?
The second one is by me. B-Y.
By me.
And the third one is through me, that I'm the instrument.
Can you expand a bit about by me?
Something I did.
Sorry.
Vasanta
Bit about expand about by me.
By me is from, so these are the stages, but while he explained, he says, to me, why is it happening to me? We are in the victim mindset, right? So from there to move to, okay, it's happening by me, like I'm able to do all of this is while you manifest. That's where you want to have some goals, like, you know, you're looking forward something in your life. So, okay, I'm able to do this. I'm able to make changes in my life. So that is by me. Manifestation is what the tool is there. So that's where it is by me. I'm able to make things happen. And then comes the through me is where the channel, you become the medium. Okay, I'm able to do this for others rather than just for ourselves. So the next awakening is you're able to do this for others, whether whatever that the knowledge you've gained, your experience, you're able to help and support others. And then the fourth is as me is the oneness, like it's one whole thing.
What does the ego comes in there? For example, if I want to always do things I like rather than, I mean, there should be a balance, but could you explain more that when you want to start, you think about yourself and you want to do things, like how do you do it at the beginning?
Sorry, is it you're saying like while we do everything by ourselves, ego plays up? What is the question there?
No, because you were saying that to start to know yourself, you do things you like.
Yes.
Or I'm just asking, if we always do things we like, is that doesn't become egoistic? Like I only do things for myself, or I know I don't do it, but I just want to know if you could explain more.
Okay. See, every coin has 2 sides, right? So I'm saying we can look in from this side, but when others are looking from the other side, they see this. So now, while for us, okay, now the reason I said connect within and start doing things what you like, it's not just what you like. It's like in a family, say for instance, in a family, you know, a woman or a male, whoever it is, they are doing chores for others, and then at some stage they feel, what am I doing? I'm not feeling the person I want to be. Like, you know, there is some moments where they feel lost. And that's when you need to know what is that you like. Then you start doing those things to regain yourself. It doesn't mean that you ignore your family and you are going to say, I'm going to do only for myself. No. While you are in your right center, when you are able to center yourself properly, that's when we are able to share our love, our affection, our attention to all others who are around us. That happens in the workplace as well. If you're so stressed and you have lost yourself, you won't be able to continue with the other task that's been provided, and you know that is your responsibility. So what do? You take a little break and understand, okay, these are the things. Likewise, and it happens for everyone, and self-caring is not selfish. So it is not selfish. So you have to care for yourself first before you. So then you are able to share more time with your loved ones, so that you are able to do more things for your loved ones. But a me time is must. So what is that we enjoy doing is very important, because at the end of the day, we are born for a purpose, and for that purpose, we need to be there, you know, as a person. So then we are able to fulfill that purpose, and that purpose could be handling the family. That purpose could be, you know, being a therapist or a healer to someone. Whatever the purpose is, first we need to self-care, so then we are able to do. And someone, I think Jung said, or someone said, like, fill in the cup, so then you are able to, I think Ahmed said, I don't know, sorry, who said, I forgot. I think Colin said, now I got it. Colin said, fill in the cup. So because if you're half empty, and any resource that comes in, you are not able to receive it in the right sense. So on that note, self-caring and spending a little time for yourself is not wrong, but one is going to do only that, then it is wrong. And then you're disrupting the whole system, the marriage system, or you know, the whole system, wherever you are associated with. So yeah, if that answers your questions.
Thank you. Yes, yeah. Thank you so much.
Problem. Yes, Young.
Young.
Yeah, you have to unmute. You have to unmute, Young, and please be brief.
Thank you, Indu. I just heard what you just said. If we are half empty, then we cannot help others. That's true. If we are so poor, we cannot give donation or charity. So therefore, a person needs to be self-efficient or self-sufficient, self-supporting, and so they can have money to donate or to give charity. So that's part of the scenario. The thing that you have been talking about, everything you've been talking just only for healthy mind, healthy people, very healthy mind, no problem with mental, you know, clarity or whatever. But if the person is so sick, they're not clear what they're doing, then when they center themselves first, like you say, like Mr. Tony, he centered himself first. And because you think the step 2, that he be able to share time with others, but in real life, he will do the reverse thing. He self-center himself, and then he just disappear or go away somewhere. So that is, you see, the scenario depends on individual. We cannot have a one size fit all. It's not like that. It's not one size, one doctrine fit everything.
Yes.
Because we have to be aware of that, because your theory has an issue with it, because you talk about fulfilled life. But if we study Buddhism, Buddha said life is not supposed to be fulfilled. Buddha teaching life is all suffering, and people have to get out of it and go to heaven, go to paradise through all different steps, noble truth, whatever, charity, donation, what you say, meditation, yoga, everything. So Buddha will never center so much in fulfill life. So that is when whether we connect with him, in order to have a fulfilled life, it's something lacking there. It's like a gap. You have to have a bridge. You need to go through the bridge, not a gap. It's not what Buddha said. Buddha need people to free themselves, to have liberation, to in Catholic Church, salvation, and to escape suffering. And therefore, fulfilled life is something very remote. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Shiva, you're on mute.
Thank you, Jung, for the comments. I just wanted to remind ourselves, this is one of the slides that we usually display in our meeting. This is from the Universal House of Justice, the supreme administrative body of the Baha'i faith. In one of the letters, they mentioned this. They said, whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending peoples can coalesce. This is one of the key things that we want to practice if we are trying to bring about a better world. Whatever we are saying and doing is for the betterment of the world, then the merit of what we are doing and saying lies first in finding the precious point of unity among contrasting perspectives. Whatever the topic that we talk about, whatever issues we have in our life, there are bound to be different perspectives from different friends. If we are trying to build a unified world, if we are trying to bring about peace, then we have to find among the different views what is common, what is good. And that is the way to bring about unity and peace. So with that note, if there is any question about Hindu's talk, please raise. Otherwise, we can close this meeting because Marina has to leave early. And Marina, if you have to leave, please let us know.
That's it. And Indu has actually given the email if anyone wants to ask any on the chat email. So you could just send her an email and ask if there's any more questions you would like to clarify with her. Just as on a small thing, Indu, I want to know how you, on your website, you said that your mission was to set up a charity for women who are affected by domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been successful so far, or?
I'm working on it because there are a lot of regulations that I need to understand before I get into it. But yeah, I'm working on it.
I think that's a good thing to do, especially to empower them and raise their standards of life.
That's the first thing that I actually sent her. You know, I just connected with Indu on the Facebook.
Just a comment about Jung's question. Yes, although I did not listen to Indu's talk, my grasp from her answers is that her talk was probably based on connecting one's inner self, true to oneself, and live a better life by communicating better and all those things. That is how it is. But whereas Lord Buddha was preaching to go beyond the world, break the life cycle, and get liberated. So those are two different things. Here, this is for the worldly life, basically. But having a spiritual anchor. That is my understanding of what she was basing on. Those are two different things because one is a physical realm, other one is a spiritual realm, the real spiritual realm. This is what she was talking of, living in the physical realm with a spiritual anchor. Yeah, that is what it is about. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That is a good clarification.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy. Okay. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Indu.
Thank you, Indu.
Yes. And maybe I can add you into our Interfaith WhatsApp group. We can have dialogue, more dialogue in the group. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. We'll see you.
God bless you. Thank you, Indu, for your time.
Ave Maria.
Bye, everyone.
Interfaith.
Sorry,
We are
I
interfaith
think
here.
you will be sending that recording, is it?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.